I don't know if he's back yet, but I think that's the
You guys are
culture.
so kind to wait for me. Thank you. Candace, what were you saying?
I was just talking about that I'd love for you to talk about profit share and I was talking about the difference between the millionaire real estate investor mind and creating passive income and the consumer mind, and how profit share is part of the passive income that can actually become a retirement plan.
Yes. Let me just finish that one little point I was trying to make a second ago, which is there are some people that are more, when I would interview agents, it would basically go in one of two directions. Okay. And when you are in the marketplace chatting with agents that are experiencing whatever they're experiencing, they're going to generally go in one of two directions. One is going to be, hey, I'm looking for a place where I can grow and I can learn and I can scale and I can hire and I can have this awesome quality of life and I can have control over the lead flow and who I work with and all this kind of stuff. That's the ideal. That's the ideal person you want to look for. The other types of people, and I'm not making a judgment on this, but they're more price conscious, right? They're like, oh, what's your monthly fee? I once had a guy ask me what the late fee on the monthly fee was. I'm like, this ain't where I want to go. I'm not going to be having this conversation today. Okay. So the idea is um, if they're price conscious, then let's say we pay $98 a month. The second they can find one for $50 a month, they're out the door, right? So the question is are you helping the person learn how to increase the gross, or are you helping the person learn how to decrease the expense? Okay. For the last 5 years, Keller Williams has paid me to be here, right? I make more in profit share than my cap. Okay. So let's talk about the potential here. So um, should I try to show you this picture again? Let's see. Okay, you see this?
Yes.
There will always be somebody who's willing to do it cheaper, right? Look at this little tattoo here. And look at what the guy was hoping for. See what I'm saying? Okay. Okay, so we know that every time that you attract somebody to Keller Williams and they in turn create profit for their local markets, then you will share in a portion of that profit. Okay. Now, by the way, when the person stops paying company dollar, meaning when they cap, there is no more profit share from that person that year or that fiscal year until they start back over paying back into company dollar, because they're keeping all of their commission, right? They're no longer paying international or the region or the market center. So they're making money, but they're not creating profit for the office because they've already paid out their max for the year. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, I've studied the numbers enough to be able to give a pretty clear understanding on how lucrative this can be. Okay. In our Roswell office, if you attract somebody who will ultimately pay out the $15,000 to the market center, their direct sponsor annually will see probably somewhere on the low end of around $2,200, and the highest I've ever seen it in Roswell is about $2,800 per year. Okay, so that is in language that you guys might resonate more with. It's like an annuity. It's like a dividend, if you will, right? It's pure passive income. Now, before we go much further, I want to make sure that everyone is aware of the difference between sponsorship and mentorship. Okay. The beautiful thing about Keller Williams is that we are a franchise system. Okay. So let's give an example. Candace was fortunate enough to attract an agent. I want to hear the whole story, not right this second, but in Seattle. Okay. So Candace made the connection. She introduced this particular candidate to the leadership in Seattle. They went through the interview process, right? That in Seattle, they have a DOFI, they have a director of agent services, they have a team leader, they have an assistant team leader, they're doing bold, right? They've got all the curriculums and tech and all that kind of stuff, and productivity coaching and all of that. And so Candace, that's the best form of leverage right there, is that Candace doesn't have to teach that agent how to sell. That agent just needs to walk in and plug in. You see what I'm saying? So this is leverage upon leverage, if you will. So we can lean on Keller Williams to do the inspiring, the training, the hand-holding, the productivity coaching, the tech, all that. Our job is simply to create excitement and create curiosity, and then let them know that they can learn more by chatting with the team leader in that particular market scene. Okay. Now, I would like to say that I support the people that have named me sponsor probably more than just about anyone out there, but I'm under no obligation to do that. Okay. So I have a vested, let's say I have somebody in Smyrna, okay, the Smyrna office. I have a vested interest in their success. I also have a vested interest in the profitability of that Smyrna market center. Okay. So my friend who's in Smyrna, she posted that she just sold a big plot of land out in Stone Mountain area. Right. So I'm, hey, awesome job. Congratulations. You're awesome. Blah, blah. Not only to make her feel good, but to recognize her in front of everyone else she's in relationship with. Right. Because the more people that know she's good at what she does, the more deals she'll do and the more money I'll make. You see what I'm saying? So you don't need to, you're not responsible for teaching this person everything you know. You're responsible for supporting them and helping them if you want. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't even do that, but it's in your best interest to certainly do that. Now, if I go and attract a ton of people to Keller Williams, in my history, I've probably attracted around close to 300 people. Now I've got people all over the country and in pretty much every market center in Metro Atlanta. So I'm pretty invested in Keller Williams. Okay. So in last year, my profit share was just a hair shy of $50,000, 49 something. Okay. Now, that's purely passive income. It is directly deposited into your account on the 21st of every month. Okay. You can participate as little or as much as you want. Okay. According to the data, there about 30, it's between 33 and 35% of Keller Williams agents have ever even received a profit share check. Okay. You guys, if you think this company is full of opportunities and you're not too familiar with profit share, you're missing the biggest one. Okay. This is basically a way where you can be compensated as if you're an owner without having to make any of the capital contributions or have any of the legal risk or liability. Candace, am I in the right direction? What did you want to hear more about?
No, that's absolutely what I wanted to hear. And I sort of think about it like the Chinese proverb that I can't
About the
remember
tree?
exactly. Pardon?
The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is right now or something?
No, I was thinking about responsibility because I feel very responsible for the people that I attract to Keller Williams. I feel like that's a lifelong commitment. So my obligation to them is to, like you said, support them. I don't have to teach them everything, but I do want to keep in relationship with them and not just it's just like we teach at Keller Williams. We're not a transactional company. We don't teach that you get sit at the closing table, pick up your check and go adios, it was nice knowing you. We stay in relationship with people, and it's the same with those agents. And the other part of that is that if you are attracting people to other market centers in other cities, that's a referral source for you as well, and a referral source for them.
100%. 100%. I had this big idea like 5 or 6 years ago that I would place people all over the country and then use them as my expansion partners all over the country. And that didn't quite work out the way I was hoping it would. But I do have a few people that are big producers all across the country. And by the way, you have business interest in those places, right? I've got a woman that is probably a $10 million producer in Oregon, right? If I ever want to go to Oregon, that's a tax write-off. That's a business relationship I have there. You see what I'm saying? So let's go to just a little brief on how you can get into relationships with other agents. Okay. We've said in here many times, you are always on stage. Okay. how do I want to say this without going um, uh, raw here? Um, if you're the guy that's trying to ask for, say 1% or 0% or something like that, you may not be making a whole lot of friends in the realtor community, right? If you're the agent, we had an agent who I was speaking to last night who there was some confusion with the lockbox, and like this other agent like accused our agent of like stealing it, and like just started yelling and screaming, and she cut off the lockbox, and it's currently like on our agent's listing. Like just a hot mess. Like if you're a jerk, you're not going to attract many people. Okay. So the first thing you should do is make sure that you are presenting yourself professionally at all times. Okay. Again, you are always on stage. You are being watched. The more friends you have in this community, the easier this business will be. Wouldn't it be nice if your buyer wanted to buy a property that was listed by a good friend of yours because you're a kind, helpful person, and you just call that friend up and you say, hey, don't you want to do a transaction with me? What's it going to take? Right? And they say, oh yeah, I mean, you got to be aggressive. Okay, give me this, this, and this, and this. And then because you're such a great person, I'll work on helping my seller understand how great of a relationship we have and how easy of a transaction it'll be if you pick my guy. You follow that? So the first thing you should do is always be respectful and be helpful. Now, we've said in here many times that the best agent generally does more work. Okay. So if I'm co-oping with Candace, let's say, and she's not that, I'm not obviously not saying she's not a good agent, but if she doesn't appear to, have her stuff together, then because I'm trying to get to the closing table for my people, I'm going to end up doing my job and most of hers. Okay. And I need to understand that that's probably I'm hopefully making you guys into, or maybe having a small part in helping you become the best agent, right? So don't be surprised if you have to do a little bit more than just your work. Okay, that way you know it's getting done properly. You got to remember that every agent is out there is dealing with the same troubles you guys are right now. They're all looking for sellers, they're all competing with Zillow, they're all trying to win multiple offers, blah 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 blah, right? So if you just ask the question, hey, how's business? Okay. Can everyone say that? Hey, Candace, how's your business? Right? People are generally going to go in one of two directions. Okay. The first direction they're going to go is, I don't have enough business. I don't have enough leads. And the other direction they're going to potentially go is, I have too many leads. In one respect, by the way, Keller Williams, in my opinion, is the best company to help with both of those issues. If you do not have enough leads, do we not write the book on lead generation, right? Are we not creating relationships with Google and Facebook that we can get leads for $2 a piece, less than $2 a piece, right? Are we not teaching you and equipping you with all the tools and resources, right? So is there a better company to help agents that are struggling, that need more opportunity, more leads? Yeah, I think Keller Williams can help with that. And there's some agents that have done what they're supposed to do and have created so many opportunities that they can't handle it all themselves anymore. What I really mean by that is they can't handle it all themselves anymore and maintain the quality of life that they were originally seeking when they got into real estate. Make sense? Like I could work more. I just don't want to because I'm chasing a high quality of life. Y'all follow that? Like I could make more calls, I could stay up later, I could set more appointments, but at some point I want to stop working and go hang out with my kids. See what I'm saying? So if they're at a point where they have too many leads, did we not write the book on growing teams and expanding, etc.? Right? So any issue that a real estate agent that you're aware of in the marketplace is having, in my opinion, there is no better solution than getting into business with Keller Williams, right? And so just like you are identifying the motivation or the pain point when you are speaking to the buyers and sellers, you could do something very similar when you're speaking to other agents, right? Hey, what are you struggling with? What's the most important thing we could talk about, right? Maybe I could help you. I'm at Keller Williams. We're the #1 training organization in the world. I'm in productivity coaching. Can I show you the economic model so you understand how many appointments you need each month to hit your goals? Would that be helpful? Well, of course. Wait, how long have you been in the business? 4 years and no one's ever showed you this? I can't believe it. I want to show people this in the first 4 minutes they're at the office. Does that make sense? So let's summarize, okay? Let's summarize. Any agent that you know out there they're struggling with something. There is no doubt about it. There is something that they're trying to make more efficient. They're trying to regain more of their quality of life. They're having trouble hiring or training or motivating or inspiring or whatever. They don't have enough leads. Their schedule is a mess, right? They don't know how to win each day. They don't have a coach or a partner or a friend or any of that stuff, okay? So you introducing them to a class or to Robin or Aubrey or me, obviously, if you were to send a referral to me or to Robin or Aubrey, we don't like just hijack them and they become our people, right? That would be insane. We wouldn't have a job, right? So let's say Alexis used to work at another company. She has, let's say, an old friend at that company who is, Alexis leaves and she's like, oh, what's going on over at Keller Williams, right? Or you go and you look back and you say, hey, these 3 women that I used to spend a lot of time with at training classes and stuff, are they still at Metro Brokers? Sorry, it doesn't make a difference. People could look that up. Okay. Are they getting what they need there? Right? If the answer is no, then maybe they need to come to a class of ours. You can invite people to any class you want, right? Maybe they could go to Bold. Okay, Bold's available for everybody. Maybe they can pop into a productivity coaching session. Let me know they're coming, please, so I can be on my A game. I'll go to bed early. I knew I could make you smile, Chantrell. All right, what did you guys hear today?
I just want to add one other thing. If you sit at a closing table with an agent that was good, that you enjoyed working with, I think Joanne Curtin used to always say, "Why aren't you at Keller Williams?" And I love that. I think that is powerful because it implies that they're not at the best place that they can be, and it was a very much of a compliment to them as well. So I love that. Okay, that's all I had to add.
Yeah, that's assertive. I would generally not be that quite assertive, but look, you can do whatever you want, but understand it cannot be about you. Okay? It cannot be about you. It needs to be about them. If it's not the best opportunity for them, then you should not be trying to get them there. It's kind of like trying to convince a buyer to buy a home that's in a school district that they said they don't want to be in, or it's got a half an acre when they said they wanted an acre, or it's got a master on the main when they said that they didn't want a master on the main, and you're trying to convince them to buy this home because you need a paycheck that week or because it's your listing or something like that, right? So we have to be motivated by helping them make the best choice for themselves and for the people that are dependent upon them. Okay. Makes sense? So if something is important to you, what should you do? If you're intrigued today and you say, oh, this profit share thing, I wonder if I can sponsor somebody this year, right? I'll be the first to tell you, you certainly can. Okay. I bet I have given away at least 50 MRE books. Okay. I have had contests for people that I have recruited to Keller Williams. I've sent people to family reunion. I have given a lockbox away. I've just done a lot of things to help my people get their feet wet, right? One thing I want to make sure that you understand though is that any goal that you have, you got to do something about it. Okay. So my question to you is, what are you going to do? So just like I say, hey, in order for you to hit your goals, you got to talk to 11 people today. Okay. So how many people are you going to talk to a day or a week about the Keller Williams opportunity? Okay. I'm just saying, we when I was a couple of years ago and I was team leader, we asked agents that were interested in this to dedicate 1 hour a week to it. 1 hour per week. Okay. And the goal was to set one appointment per week. Okay. So typically you're looking at about a 4-to-1 return. So if you send 4 agents to Aubrey, you probably get one of them to join. Okay. So if you dedicated 1 hour a week, and truthfully, I set 5 appointments yesterday. I worked a little extra hard for you guys on the lead generation day. I set 5 appointments yesterday. I probably did it in about an hour and a half. Okay. So if you just set 1 appointment with another agent and Aubrey a week, you would sponsor somebody each month. Okay. If you wanted to do that, if you just wanted to cut that in half and you say, I'm going to do it 1 time a month, 1 hour a month. I mean, is there anybody here that would not be willing to invest 1 hour a month into something that was going to affect their future? You have to ask yourself that, right? So a lot of us talk about this idea of this, what's my number? That's another way of saying, how much money do I need in passive income or investment interest income each year or month in order to retire, in order to not generate any more money, right? For some people, they say, oh, it's $1 million. Let me tell you something. You're not going to save your way to wealth, you guys. If you're lucky enough to have $1 million in the bank, that's going to spit out roughly $30,000 a year in retirement. I'm not trying to make any judgments here, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say you would like to earn a little bit more than that. Is that fair? I don't think anybody got in this business to make 30 grand. If so, God help you. There's a lot less stressful ways to make 30 grand, you guys. We're here to let's think big. Let's think big. Okay. So the money that I received last year in profit share was the equivalent of having close to $2 million in the bank. I didn't earn it. I didn't pay tax. Well, I didn't earn the 2 million, let's say. Certainly earned it. I didn't pay taxes on it, and I don't have to watch it, right? It just comes. Does that make sense? Any final questions? Now what I'm doing, by the way, is I am helping the people that I brought to Keller Williams grow their profit sharing systems, their downlines, and I'm helping them with the data. I'm helping with the assistance time. I'm helping them with the dialers. I'm paying for all that stuff. And every month there are people coming into my downline that I've never even spoken to because the people that I brought in are bringing them in. Do you see that? I think of this as entirely as a business. Okay. Make sense? All right. I hope this was helpful. Let me give you a tiny real estate spin on this, okay? If you've identified something that's important to you, make a plan and make a commitment to do something super small. Just make a commitment. Hey, I will call 1 person a week and invite them to a class. Okay? I will learn some questions to ask agents so that I can get into relationship with more agents, right? So that I can offer more value to them. That make sense? Any thoughts, feedback? Was this helpful? Did you learn something?
I think it was very helpful, Bill.
Beautiful. I appreciate everything you do, by the way. Okay. Have a great day, you guys. Oh, one last thing. So today, I was going to do what is the topic of the class that I'm teaching today again? I gotta put it on my, oh, there it is. Okay, so from 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock, we're having the growth mastermind in this room. And from 12:30 to 1:30 today, we're going to do a class on creating the pipeline workshop at the Market Center. So we'll do Zoom, but for those that need some help with their pipeline or don't even know what a pipeline is, come and hang out with us from 12:30 to 1:30. That's going to help you really identify the hottest leads so that you don't drop any balls and nothing slips through the cracks. Okay, so I'll see you in one of those two classes today. Look forward to it, guys. Thanks as always.